In Niger, the time for transformation is now. The West African nation is expected to more than double its population by 2040. This rapid population growth is putting unsustainable pressures on food sources and public services. Climate change is further threatening the environment on which crops, livestock, and people depend. Meanwhile, conflicts involving extremist groups in neighboring countries have dramatically increased the risks to fuel intercommunal tensions. The Niger Country Partnership Framework, or CPF, that will structure the support of the World Bank Group for Niger from 2018 until 2022, sets out a strategy to shift Niger's trajectory. Under IDA 18, resources available for Niger could be over $1 billion. In addition, a combination of dedicated investments financed under the risk mitigation regime will specifically target key risk drivers of fragility and conflict. This country partnership framework means business unusual. It will help Sahelian Niger move towards increased rural productivity and incomes, improved human capital and social protection, and better governance for jobs, service delivery, and growth. The different interventions under these three pillars will focus on empowering women and girls and mitigating the risks of conflict and fragility. The Niger CPF will address spatial inequalities by targeting four main regions, those with the highest levels of poverty and fragility. To reach the most vulnerable households and fragile areas, disruptive technologies and digital services will be promoted at village level. Niger has one of the highest rates of maternal mortality in the world. Desired fertility is very high, and demand for family planning services is the lowest in the region. The Country Partnership Framework proposes strategic investments in these sectors in order to empower women and delay childbearing and marriage amongst girls. Some of the ambitious targets include 55% of women delivering with the help of a trained health professional, 25,000 women and adolescent girls trained in literacy campaigns or second chance programs, and 200,000 poor households covered by safety net programs. Agriculture and the rural economy hold the key to extreme poverty reduction in Niger. Sustainable investments that target rural women stand to boost overall productivity and income in the country. Additional investments in infrastructure, electricity, water supply and sanitation, rural roads, and digital infrastructure and services would be addressed as enablers to further enhance agricultural productivity and income. To that effect, the CPF will aim to increase by 10% to 20% the yields produced by targeted male and female beneficiaries in selected livestock value chains, provide 6,000 additional households with electricity access from new solar mini-grid systems, and establish 22 rural weekly markets that benefit from all-season road access. In addition, World Bank Group support will help develop and implement a strategy for improved service delivery at each level of local government. In Niger, empowering women and girls should create the conditions for a more productive labor force and smaller, healthier families, in turn increasing per capita incomes in the country. The population growth rate will slow, and with less population pressure on land and natural resources and more economic opportunity, the risk of fragility, conflict and violence will be reduced. This will feed back into greater investment in the rural sector, human capital and better governance, thus creating a self-sustaining virtuous cycle.